This is just a quick update. One of my subscribers requested an update on the Sweetie Pie story that we did several months ago, but it was a very good request because I remembered after everybody talked about it, and then we had so much stuff going on this past year and over the past several months, we never really recapped it. But apparently, there was a follow up to the entire story. Actually, there are two, but the one that I will read, which is probably the most pressing, was dated the 1st of December, so a few months ago of 2020. And on that date of December 1st, 2020, the news report that came out of the Atlanta Journal Constitution out of Atlanta, Georgia, stated that last week the federal prosecutors made a decision in the case involving Sweetie Pie's star Tim Norman, who's accused of being the mastermind behind the murder for hire plot that led to his nephew's death. Now, James Timothy Norman, who starred in the Oprah Winfrey Network television show, and helped run the chain of restaurants of the same name, is awaiting trial for charges of conspiracy to use interstate commerce facilities, i.e., a cell phone, in the commission of a murder for hire, and conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud. He is one of the three defendants charged in a plot to murder 21-year-old Andre Montgomery, the grandson of Sweetie Pie's owner, Robbie Montgomery, in 2016. So on that Wednesday of that same time frame there in December of 2020, federal prosecutors said that they would not seek the death penalty for Norman nor his alleged co-conspirator, Tracia Ellis, according to a report by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Now, the death penalty review process is activated automatically when a federal criminal charge is punishable by death. The review does not reflect prosecutors' desire to impose it. That review process is still pending for another suspect, Travell Anthony Hill, who was charged with conspiracies to commit murder for hire on November 3rd. The federal authorities allege that Norman obtained several life insurance policies on Montgomery, his nephew, in November of 2014. Norman was the sole beneficiary on the policies, and the policies include a life insurance policy for $250,000 through Americo Insurance Company, as well as two different policies through the Foresters Insurance Company for $200,000 and $250,000, according to the complaint. The prosecutors and investigators accused Norman of taking a combination of life insurance funds, equaling more than $50,000, to have him killed. They believe that he got Ellis to lure his nephew to a St. Louis park where he was later gunned down. In October, Norman, 41 at the time, entered a not guilty plea to those charges. And according to Norman's biography in Welcome to Sweetie Pie section on the OWN website, Norman had already spent 10 years in prison on robbery charges, and he was charged for misdemeanor assault in Harris County, Texas in 2018 after he was accused of punching a former employee in the face. Norman, his mother, Robbie Montgomery, and Montgomery starred on the OWN reality television show about the restaurant for several years. And in late October of 2020, Robbie Montgomery publicly thanked her supporters for their thoughts and prayers regarding the charges against her son. She did not speak on Norman's charges, but said that she appreciated the love and prayers, the cards, and all of the messages. There was also another follow up with that particular story, and that was done in 2021. So it did go further to say that the feds won't seek a death penalty against Sweetie Pie's murder for hire suspect. Now, according to this story, there was one more person added. So it says the St. Louis prosecutors confirmed Friday that they won't seek the death penalty in the cases against any of the three that were charged for the conspiracy. Travell Anthony Hall was the last person charged in the conspiracy on Friday's court filing regarding his case, and it doesn't give a reason for the decision. So the last person charged in the conspiracy, according to this news story that came out of Fox News Fox 2 now there in St. Louis. So in November, the prosecutors made a similar determination about other defendants specifically charged with the murder for hire in the case: Montgomery's uncle, James Timothy Tim Norman, and his co-defendant. Now, they said the same thing, that by law, the death penalty review process must occur when the federal criminal charge is punishable by death, but it doesn't reflect the prosecutor's actual desire to impose it. Federal prosecutors allege that Norman, who operated his Sweetie Pies in Jackson, Mississippi, took out a $450,000 in insurance policy in 2014 on his nephew, Andre Montgomery Jr., the same one. And he at that time was also the sole beneficiary. And so then it went on to tell us that in 2016, Norman contracted and communicated with Ellis, an exotic dancer living in Memphis, Tennessee, who told Norman via cell phone that she was in St. Louis. One day prior to Montgomery's death, Norman flew to St. Louis from Los Angeles area. Once in St. Louis, the prosecutors say that both Norman and Ellis communicated with each other via a burner phone, and Ellis also used the phone to learn Montgomery's location and then called Norman and Hill. Montgomery was shot and killed at the 3900 block of Natural Bridge Road after 8 p.m. on March 14th, 2016. In late August, Norman and Ellis were arrested and charged with murder for hire conspiracy that same week. Norman and Yangman were each charged with one count of conspiracy and to commit wire fraud, to commit wire fraud and mail fraud. But the sad story about this is this poor woman, as the mother that you see here on the screen, just a very just a very sweet lady. She used to sing with the Tina Turner and a group that they had called the Ikettes. My mom actually sang with that group many, many, many moons ago, obviously. But with that said, I just thought that, it was really nice of the of one of the subscribers to say, hey, whatever happened with that? I never heard anything else. So that's what happened. I got curious after she asked the question and thought, well, let's just look it up and see exactly what happened. I just think that it's terrible that someone would do that to their own nephew. And the mother, the funny thing, and I don't mean funny, haha, I mean funny, ironic. The fact that this young man literally stood there on television, because I used to love the show. I thought it was a great show. I thought that the family, the dichotomy they had, his little boy is up on his nephew's shoulders there in the picture that's there. But I always thought that it was a pretty good show. And I just thought that it was terrible that this elderly woman stood there on that program crying to him, almost like a confidant of sorts. I said in the live back, I think it was August or September, that he did show his ways with his mom. He was not very nice to her. He actually used her company name, and he went out and did all kind of stuff then that probably showed the level of his depravity, as it were. He went out and he got different restaurants unbeknownst to her using the name of the company and all that good stuff. And it just was not a good look. So I just thought I would come on and just give you guys that really quick update because she asked for it. And so that's what's going on. This guy's not going to get, he's not going to get the needle, in other words, right? He's just going to sit there and rot forever. I used to always call him hips. He's one of those guys that have hips. I mean, everybody has hips, but he had hips. Nonetheless, he's not going to serve a day as far as death is concerned, but he will serve the rest of his life, hopefully, for doing this thing. And I really wonder, how did he get off like that? I don't understand it. Okay. Anyway, just a really quick update on that story. You guys have a great morning or evening wherever you may be. Mr. Leslie, thank you for all your outstanding comments in the chat as well as in the comment box. You guys have a great one. Bye.